In this video, I'm going to show you how to customize sales invoice templates in Kashflow. Once in Kashflow, all you need to do is click on the Settings menu on the left-hand side of the screen. Once in the Settings menu, if you scroll down to Configuration Settings, you will see an option for PDF themes. If we click into here, you will see you'll have two options, Clean and Classic. You also have the option to add a new theme in the top right hand side of the screen. The different themes will have different layouts. I prefer the classic layout as this is a pure white back paper and all of the text is very clear and readable. Therefore, all you need to do is just click the little green tick button and that will then set that classic PDF as our default template. If I click into that, I can now change various things. I can go and change the font size, font color, and various other elements here. We can choose whether we want the title position to be left aligned or aligned with the right hand side box, or it can be centered above the recipient address or centered on the page, so we can choose where the title is displayed. We can also choose the title size, so we can decrease the size or increase it if we need to. We can show if we want to show our company address on the invoice, don't show an address at all, or specify a different delivery address. We've also got the option to include our phone number and email address. We can choose the size of the font that we want that to appear, and also do we want it above the image or below the image. We can choose it right aligned or just not display that at all, and we can choose our date format underneath. Any changes we make here, we can click the Save and Preview option, and that will bring up a list of invoices, and we can see what that invoice template is currently looking like. We can now see it's included my phone number and my email address, and the rest of the invoice information is now on there. If we close that down, we can then move across to images. So in here we have the option just to include a logo on our documents, and once you've done that, you'll have this little blue hyperlink option for upload a logo. If we click on that, all you need to do is select the Choose File option and then go and locate your logo. So if I just come into here and have a look for my template, here's my logo, hit upload, and there is my logo. I can then choose how large I want that, so I can change the width, and do I want that on the right, do I want it on the center, or do I want that on the left hand side. Once you've done that, again, if you just hit save and preview, you'll be able to see how your invoice now looks with your logo. So very simple just to add that in. Under images as well, on the right hand side, you can choose whether or not you want an overdue stamp on the invoice if it's been unpaid, or if the invoice has been paid, it will show a paid stamp. So you can just tick or untick these if you wish to. On the right hand side, you'll also notice there is an option for background image. So this will give us the ability to, instead of uploading a logo onto the invoice, we can fully customize a background in Word. And to do that, all you need to do is open up a Word template, and you can amend the invoice template on here. So instead of just uploading my logo, I'm just going to drag my image onto my Word document here. So this is what my invoice is now going to look like. It's very easy to amend things in Word, so we can customize the image size and we can move that all around as well. So I can decide to move that around depending on how I want that to appear. So it's very easy just to go and change this information. If we want to add anything else in, so if I go to Design and Layout, we can move this around. I might want to change the page color, for instance. So instead of having white, I could go and change that to maybe a light grey. We could go and put in boxes in here, so I might want to put in a page border, so that can be added in there. We can put in a watermark maybe. We might want to add in text boxes, so if you go to layout, you can change all the margins, position of images and things like that can all be sort of changed. So we can pretty much do what we want because it's in a Word document. Once you've done that, all you need to do is just save as, and then if we go and save it, we're just going to save it as a PDF document. Okay, and all I'm doing is going to click save, and that's now saved that as a PDF document. Okay, so very, very simple, and we're just going to go and save that as well. So there's my PDF in there now. What we then need to do, we need to convert that PDF to an image. So if you just go to Google, we have a PDF to JPEG converter. Okay, so that's all we need to do, just type in PDF to JPEG, click the converter, and you'll see the top one on here is PDF to JPEG.net. So if we click into this, this is completely free. All we need to do is go and select that PDF file that we just created. We want that as excellent, so we want the view as best we can get it. Click PDF to JPEG convert, and that's just going to whiz away in the background, and it's now available to download. So you just put download your pictures as a zip file, and we can now see here, I can open that up, and here is my template. So if I just open it up, we can now see what that image looks like. So there you go, that's on my grey background with my border. So if I just minimize that on here, we're going to go and save that image. So I was going to save that onto my desktop there. And what happens now is when we just go back into our Kashflow account, I'm going to click on include a background image, and I'm just going to tick all of these three boxes here. Click the upload a background image option. So all we need to do is locate that file. So I save that onto my desktop, and we're going to go find that on here. So there's our template, and I'm going to click upload. So we can now see there is my template. And if we see what our invoices now look like, if I hit save and preview on our invoice, I can now see that my logo's in there, and we can now see I put that border in, and it's now on grey headed paper. So basically we can do simple logo implementation just by uploading your logo, or if you want more advanced options, you can just create that template in Word, convert it to a JPEG, and then import it in. Now you might notice my text was all quite close to my logo. So if we go to borders and margins, you have the option in here to either include borders on various sections of the invoice if you want to, but we can also move that text around. So I'm going to move that text down slightly. I'm going to move it 20 millimeters from the top down. So if we preview what that now looks like on invoice number 1, we can now see I've just put some boxes around those various sections, and I've moved the text down the page slightly. Okay, so it's very, very easy just to amend this information. If we go into miscellaneous options, we've got the option whether or not we want to show the VAT breakdown on each individual line, or do you just want to show a total amount of VAT at the bottom of the invoice. We can also show combined totals for VAT on the invoice, or a subtotal for each different VAT rate depending on how you're set up within the system. We've also got the option if we want to show customer deposits or part payments on the invoice as well, and you might want to add in your company registered address just at the bottom there. If you take payments via BACS and you want to include your bank account information on the invoice, you've got the option on here. You could either build it into your Word template, but if you don't want to, you can add it in here. So we can just go and add in our bank information, and then we can have our account number and maybe our sort code, and you can add any other text you want to onto this particular invoice here. And again, if we go and save and preview now what this invoice is going to look like, we'll now see we've got a box just under the invoice information that would have any text you want to appear, plus all your bank information for direct BACS payments, and we can see our company address is now going to appear at the bottom of the invoice as well. So customization is really simple, and we just follow this through. We could change all the field names. So if you didn't want quantity, you could remove it, or you could change it to like days or hours. Instead of rate, you could go and put price. So we can go and change all the headings, and once you're happy with your template, just click the save and exit button at the bottom of the screen, and that invoice template is now default. So if we go to invoices now and click into one of the invoices, whether we print it or email it directly from the system, our invoice template we've created is now going to be used as our default template. That's how easy it is just to customize invoice templates within your Kashflow account. For any assistance with this feature, or if you need any other help, please contact us on helpme@microbusinessteam.com or call us on 0203 397 4025.